One of the most impactful lessons I ever got was from Ray Charles. That lesson shook me to my core and has influenced my life ever since. Now for the big reveal.
This is the Big Shift Vcast with Bill Barron. Getting real about business for those making a difference.
So I'm standing here in my backyard in a Zen garden that Gia, my wife, recently finished creating. And the reason we created this place is that this is a place for us to reflect. It's a place for us that we can go when we get into a space of gratitude. And it is really becoming one of my favorite places in the world. We spent most of last weekend here in the garden, and it was incredible. One of the things that I've been reflecting on a lot is actually my business, and more precisely, why I do what I do. So I started my business in 2001. And this was, if you remember, shortly after 9/11. And this was an incredibly tumultuous time. There were lots of unknowns. The world just didn't feel safe. But one of the things that I knew without a shadow of a doubt is that I wanted to help people. I didn't know how yet, but I knew I wanted to help people. I knew that if I didn't do something to follow that instinct, my life was going to feel meaningless. In my many years of business, one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned has been do what you love. I mean, look at this. This garden is something I love. Helping people is something I love. Creating these videos is what I love. Unleashing the full potential of people is what I love. It is something that I'm called to do. When I think that I have a business where every day I am here to unleash people's potential, man, it's like a pinch me kind of moment. Seriously, we are all here to do good in the world. And for us to be able to have a business where we make good money, where we get to be fulfilled, where we also get to help people, I mean, how lucky are we? I mean, I can do anything for a business, but I choose to do this. I know that I'm truly blessed. Somebody asked me this question the other day: what would you do differently if $10 million landed in my bank account? And I really sat down with this question for a whole weekend, and I was blown away by my own realization. I would not do anything differently because I love what I do, I love my business, and I am not saying that my life is all rosy either. I've had health challenges, I get bogged down by the enormity and the responsibility that I'm carrying. I get down on myself for not doing as well as I know I can, and things definitely take longer than I expect. And sometimes they don't come out as good as what I want. But I'm lucky to be here and to be doing this. And, you know, the other day I was thinking about a story that I heard from Ray Charles. I think there was an interview with Barbara Walters. And it was an incredibly impactful moment for me. And Barbara asked Ray Charles a question. I think he was in the 70s at that point. He'd been playing music for a long time. And she asked him, well, are you thinking about retiring? And if you can imagine Ray Charles, for those of you who don't know, who's a blind man, actually kind of like looking at Barbara Walters, and he was like really confused. And then he said something that really made a huge difference in my life. He said, retire from what? Because when you love what you do, when you're in the right place, like the idea of retirement, it doesn't even make sense. That's why I'm not thinking about retiring. I'm not thinking about selling my company, because this is a thing that I really want to do. And it is the greatest wish from my tribe to have this feeling as well. And I help people make money running a hard-based business and having the impact they want to have in the world. But my real mission is to help you create the conditions that allow you to do exactly what you love doing over a long period of time, so you do not even think about retirement. You're not doing this so you can get something else. You're doing this because this is what you love to do. And people talk about life-work balance, and I don't really think about it in that way. I don't even think that the concept of life-work balance should even exist. Because your life should be one integrated whole. And I'm not talking about working a lot. I'm talking about work that's so much of an extension of who you are, of that which is the most important to you, that retirement wouldn't even make sense to you. So here's to loving what you do, loving your business so much that retirement is no longer a word in your vocabulary. And that is the beauty of entrepreneurship. You are the director, the producer, the actor in the movie of your business, and you can design it in any way you want. And that it is the greatest gift and the biggest challenge of being in business. Creating this podcast is one of my greatest accomplishments in business, and it means more to me than so many other things that I do. It is a true expression of who I am. That is why it's so important to me that it's good. And you can let me know if you like this show by subscribing to The Big Shift. The more people subscribe, the higher I get on the charts, and thus I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you can do that by visiting subscribetobigshift.com. This is Bill Barron. Thanks for watching.